This week we are going to be learning about different types of lists, graphical tables, and then CSS borders, which are typically applied to both lists and tables, but you can pretty much apply them to any element where you want a border displayed. You'll notice that the readings are really short this week. Not a lot of pages, so the detail information is in the lecture demo. That is where you are going to see examples and more information about the HTML and CSS that are typically used for lists and tables. Okay, so we start with talking about lists, 3 different types, and then you're going to see an example and you'll see the code used for that example. In addition, you are going to see CSS that you can use or attributes that you can use to change the way the list looks. Okay, and this is showing you an attribute that will change the way the ordered list looks. And ordered is numeric, okay? But you can use numbers, letters, all sorts of different things. And if you want to practice, click the link, and then you can practice at the W3 site. Okay, so here's a style that you can use to change the way the list looks. So we have 2 different ways to do it. We have an attribute and we have a style. Which way is better? It doesn't really matter. You can use either one. I tend to use styles. In HTML, sometimes attributes can become outdated and styles will not become outdated. So we have an ordered list, we have unordered list, which is a bulleted list. Okay, and again, here we have a style that you can apply to change the way the bullet looks. And then we have a description list, which is like dictionary definitions. Here I've got, I'm defining what these different ingredients are. Okay, but you'll see these types of lists used periodically on pages. And so basically you have some kind of word or term, and then indented is additional information about that. Then we cover how you can put a list inside of another list. And then we talk about the different CSS properties for borders. And there's a lot of different ways you can use borders. You can use them all the way around an element, above and below, to the right or left. There's all sorts of different styles that you can play with borders. Then we get into graphical tables. And graphical tables are used a lot on the web. They can be used to actually align content. Most of the time, you can actually see the cells in the table. Sometimes, if they're being used to align content, they don't display the lines. Okay, so it's a tricky way of aligning content. But this basically will tell you how to set up a table. Okay, so as you go through there, we've got the basic tags used for tables, and then we get into how you format a table. So we get into the CSS for the table. And we do use borders in tables quite often. Okay, then finally you learn how to combine either rows or columns. So if you're familiar with word processing, it's kind of like merging rows and columns. You get done with that, you're going to do the textbook assignment. Okay, and for this one, there are several files that you're going to be downloading, and there are several graphics. So make sure that you're right-clicking and you use Save Link As or Save Target As, depending on which browser you're in, because we just want the page You don't want to click on this and then try to save it. Okay, so make sure you right click. And you're going to be downloading the pages, several different graphics, and kind of a starter CSS file. And then you're going to basically spend quite a bit of time formatting a recipe. Okay, and so the first several tasks deal with the recipe. And then you're going to be adding a graphical table to a page. Okay, and then you'll be styling the table. So as you work through here, you're going to be learning more about the tags needed for lists and tables, in addition to the styling that is applied. Okay, and there are videos showing you how to do everything. Once you get done with that, then you're going to come in for the lab assignment. And your first assignment is pretty open format. You can do a page on whatever you want. It does not matter what the topic is, as long as you adhere to NMC's Title IX requirement and the Student Code of Conduct. So if you don't know what those are, you might want to quick review them. But what you need in the page is at least one ordered list, one unordered list, and one table. So the recipe page that we did is meeting all those requirements. So you could do something similar, or you could do something completely different. You could do an advertisement. You could do, a page on your favorite game, or a page on your hobby. Does not matter to me what the content of your page is. I created a resume for good old Jane Doe. Okay, and this has all the required elements in it. Now, if you wanted to see the HTML, you just right click and go to View Page Source. Okay, so you can see the styling I applied, and then you get down here and you can see, okay, that's where the table is located. Here's the unordered list. Here's the ordered list. Okay, so you can see where I put everything. So that's the first part. And you do need to make sure you style it. Okay, it should look good. For your table, you do want to make sure that you've set a width for the table, and that should be an inline style. Then part 2, you are going to do a news column page. And again, the topic can be whatever you want. If you are taking a published piece of work, you do need to cite it. Okay, I do have an example, and you can see that I did cite it. Okay, so this is a poem. And then finally, you are going to update your assignment page with links. And you are going to actually change the paragraph tags to bullets. And you're going to be using the replace command for that, which is similar to what you guys did in the recipe exercise. Okay, so that is the lab assignment. If you run into problems this week, please transfer your pages to the web and then send me an email, and I will take a look at them and get back to you. If I can answer or help you fix the problem within a couple sentences of text, I will send you an email. Otherwise, I like to create videos because I think it's easier sometimes if you can see the correction than if you're reading text. So please let me know if you need help, and I think you guys are going to have fun with this, so have a great week.